I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. So, my name is Jennifer Cassette, and I am launching a new show tonight called The Fix My Heart Show. I am super excited about this show. I'm excited to finally launch and take the leap. I am taking that leap in order to be all that God has created me to be, in order to use my gifts, talents, and abilities to help heal the world. I want to be able to leave my mark on this earth. So I'm super excited about this tonight. This has been a long time coming, and I'm finally excited to go forward and to be consistent. So each Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Central Time, I will be live with the Fix My Heart Show. Thank you so much for joining me. So, why am I doing this? Well, the truth is, I desire to see people's lives change. And in order to change people's lives, the heart must change. So I'm big when it comes to dealing with the heart and love. In 2014, God changed my heart. Well, actually, I started the journey of my heart changing. I went through the biggest trial in my life in 2014. I was going to do one or two things. I was going to get at the feet of Jesus, or I was going to continue to try to figure out life on my own. So I decided to get at the feet of Jesus. And when I got at his feet, he began to heal me. He began to deliver me. He began to set me free. He also, in that process, began to equip me to get my heart together, to fix my broken heart. Y'all, I was a broken woman. All of my life, I have been through destructive relationships. So I was a broken woman. I was seeking love in all the wrong places, trying to figure this thing out on my own. And like I said, 2014 began the journey of me healing my heart. So I've been equipped with the knowledge, the wisdom, the revelation in order to help you heal your heart. So you hear a lot of people say, God knows my heart. What is this thing heart people talk about? Well, the heart, boom, 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 the one that beats in your chest, that is not the heart that they're referring to. The heart that beats in your chest, it is the core of your body. It is the organ that pumps all of the blood to all of your other organs. So it is very vital for you to survive. So if your heart stops, your life stops. So just like the natural heart, we have a spiritual heart. So that's what this show is going to entail. It's going to talk about that spiritual heart. The spiritual heart is the core of who you really are. It is the innermost part of you. It is the you that shows up in the world. So the heart consists of three major parts, and that is the mind, the will, and your emotions. So what is the mind? I'm going to read you the definition, and then I'm going to give it to you in layman terms. The mind is the spiritual element in an individual that feels, perceives, thinks, wills, and especially reasons. So your mind is just the place where decision making is made. So then we have the will. The will is the expression of your desire, choice, willingness, and the consent or the refusal to do something. So what you desire to do, that's simply your will. Then you have the emotions. The emotions is a conscious mental reaction subjectively experienced as a strong feeling usually directed towards a specific object and particularly accompanied by psychological or behavioral changes in the body. So basically what your emotions is, it's how you feel. So for example, in that definition, it talks about the physical response. So if you have a fear of dogs, in one moment, you don't see no dog, so you're fine. In the next moment, you see a dog, and all of a sudden, your body begins to react, and fear begins to kick in. So you may either get a feeling in your stomach, your mind may start to race, or you may take off running. So the very act of seeing that dog created a psychological response in your body, thus your emotions. You were able to feel something. So when it comes to your emotions, it's always something from the outside. Sometimes it can be something from the inside when you think about certain things that evoke emotions. But a lot of the times our emotions are a reaction from something that comes from the outside. So, yeah, we're going to talk about, I told you the title of the show is Fix My Heart. So I'm here to give you some tips and some tools. So in order to fix your heart, you must invoke some change in your life. So as I said, the heart is made up of the mind. So your mind, in order for your heart to be changed and your life to be changed, your mind. So your mind is housed in your brain. Your brain is physical matter. So that is not your mind. Remember, I said the mind is spiritual, but it is housed in the brain. So when you think of the mind, you think about your forehead. And you think about your brain. So in order for that to change, you have to renew your mind. The scripture tells us, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So how do you do that? What does that look like? So I'm going to give you some practical things and how to renew your mind. Well, first of all, how does things get in your mind? Things get in our mind by the things that we participate. Now, if you look at your head has 3 gates. So you have eye gates, you have ear gates, and you have a mouth. So those are the ways that things enter into your mind. So you have to be mindful of the things that you are looking at. So if you are looking at things that are not good for you, it is going to create things in your mind that are not good for you. And what that does is it goes into your subconscious mind. And so anytime you hear information, it pulls from the subconscious mind. So these things are laying dormant. You may think that the things that you're watching, that the things that you're hearing, and that the things you hear other people speak or you're speaking and repeating, that it's not affecting you. But the truth is, those things are affecting you. So if your mind wants to change, you have to begin to change what you hear, what you see, and what you repeat. Because it talks about how life and death is in the power of the tongue. So what you confess, what you speak is very important. So if you want your heart to change, that mind first has to change. So when that mind changes, then your heart can begin to change. So if this never changes, then that heart won't change. Thus, your life won't change. So if you're going to make a lasting impression in your life, if you're going to move from that place that you currently are, you first have got to change the activities that you are allowing into your mind. So remember, everything you see, everything you hear, and everything that you repeat has a direct reflection of where you are at in your life today. And if you have been putting negative things in those 3 areas, your eyes, your ears, and your mouth, you are seeing that negative effect currently. But the great part about that is you can change. You can change. You just have to make up in your mind. Here go that word mind again. And make a decision to change. Now let me just warn you, change. Change is not always easy. Guess what? Change doesn't always feel good. Because some of the things that you refuse to deal with the first time around, some of the things that you feel good to your flesh, you may like that drama. You may like that violent stuff. You may like the chaos. You may it may feel good to your flesh. So when you initially want to change your life and see different results, you will begin to get resistance from that flesh. And it'll start acting up. I don't want to change. I don't want to do this. I want better results, but I ain't trying to give this up. Let me tell you something. You're going to have to do the hard thing. I had to do the hard thing. In my season, I was watching certain shows. And in order to be healed and delivered from certain things, I had to let certain shows go. And Lord knows I didn't want to let them go. But I had determined in my mind and made up in my mind that I really wanted to see change. So if I really wanted to see change, I had to let them go. A while back, I got this little, I saw this little thing. It says, I refuse to be entertained by the things that Jesus went to the cross for. So you can take that. I refuse to be entertained by anything negative that is going to affect my life. So start to get the negative things, the negative activities, the negative shows, the negative things that you're hearing, the gossiping. Start to rid that from your life. And you will begin to see your life change. So like I said, the mind first. You have to change your mind first. And your emotions. Let's talk about emotions for a minute. Emotions. You cannot control your emotions. Before you all get up, yes you can. No, you can't. You can't control your emotions because your emotions are a natural response. But guess what? You can manage them. So once you feel the emotion, you can control your response, how you respond. Now, if you feel fear, because you're going to feel it, it is up to you to decide what are you going to do with that fear. If you feel anger, it is up to you to decide what you're going to do with that anger. A lot of us, when we feel these emotions, we are quick to make a decision. The truth is, when you are in a high emotional state, you are not at the level to make the best decision for your life. So I try to teach people to calm down, because the truth is, when information comes into your brain, it hits the back part of your head, which is where your emotions is. I don't know the medical term for it, but I know it's the back part of your head. And then it goes to the front, which is the rational part of your thinking. So when you receive information, it's going to filter through your emotions first. You got to let yourself feel it, and then you need to calm down. And then once you calm down, then you can manage how you respond. So that's why I say you can't control your emotions, but you can manage them. So in order for your life to change, in order to fix those broken areas in your heart, you have got to learn how to manage your emotions. Let me tell y'all something. I lived my whole life based off of emotions. And this is what emotions do. Up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Your emotions are on a roller coaster. Up and down all the time. If you're not controlling them. You want to get to the place where your emotions can be steady. Now, you may have a bump here and there, but for the most part, you want to get to the place where your emotions are steady. You do not want to be driven by your emotions, because your emotions will mess you up. Trust me, I lived that life. And it was always, I did everything until I discovered better based off the way I feel. I lived my whole life that way, y'all. And guess what? It got me in a mess. But thank God for Jesus. Because of him, he cleaned me up out of that mess. Because I got tired of living the same way that I used to live. And I began to ask questions. God, why is my life the way it is? Why I'm always driven by my emotions? And guess what? If you seek him, if you ask for the answers, you will find them. Every solution to your problem is out here. You just got to be willing to seek those solutions. If you seek him, you will find him. And if you don't get your answer the first time, don't give up. Seek, knock, and ask. Seek, knock, and find. So keep on until you get the results that you are looking for. Because the truth is, no one wants to live in a broken state. I don't know nobody that wants to just be broken. Now, some people may say, yeah, she don't want nothing out of life. She like the way she living. The truth is, nobody. We are all in search of love. We are all in search of the good life. But the truth is, all of us don't have the tools and the tips readily available. Sometimes it takes someone to step in, to use their gifts, to say, hey, there's something better for you. So if you're watching me tonight, I'm stepping in and I'm saying, hey, there's something better for you. God has so much better for you. You don't have to continue to live a life of destruction. You don't have to continue to live a broken life. I am a living witness. You don't have to continue to do that. So if you're not where you want to be, how do you know your heart needs healing? You're not where you want to be in life. You have broken relationships. You ain't talking to your mama. You ain't talking to your daddy. You yelling and fussing at your kids all the time. You're stagnant. You find yourself stuck. You're depressed. You're not accomplishing nothing in life. You're caught up in a lot of negativity. You're full of drama. Every time you turn around, things are happening, going wrong in your life. Those are a direct reflection of the condition of your heart. So as I said, if you want to change your heart, start with the mind first. Now you may be saying, Jennifer, that ain't always easy. The truth is, with technology and everything that we have in the earth today, it is that easy. If you can pick up your phone to get on Facebook, to get on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all them other things that people are on, when you're serious about being healed, you can do that. Now, I warn you, it's going to hurt. The healing process hurts. But on the other side of it, there's joy. There's fullness of life. Trust me, I spent 3 years healing. 3 years. And boy, ooh, on the other side, I have joy. I have peace. I know who I am. I'm more than a conqueror. I know that I'm loved. Prior to these 3 years, my whole life, I never felt like I was loved. But when I got at the feet of Jesus and I began to do my work, now I know I'm loved. I don't accept anything from anybody anymore. I get to decide now. of what I accept because I know my worth. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you. Go on this journey to getting your heart fixed, because changed hearts change lives. And if you truly want your heart to change, I'm going to be here every Thursday night giving you the tips, tools, and strategies on how to do that. I hope that tonight has been a blessing to you all. And I truly want to see your lives change, because so many people are hurting. I once was there, and I still go through things. But guess what? I am now equipped with the tools, the tips, and the strategies in order to overcome any brokenness that comes to my life. And I want the same for you. Thank you all for joining me on Fix My Heart. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.